September is Suicide Prevention Month, and while veteran suicide rates have increased in recent years, a new campaign is helping military veterans during what some call the most trying time of their lives.
I spoke with Dr. Matthew Miller from the Department of Veterans Affairs about what they're doing for those in the community to help our veterans. Dr. Miller, I first want to look at some of the latest research surrounding this topic of suicide prevention in veterans, with this group still disproportionately affected, by post-traumatic stress and suicide. What is the research finding about where our veterans are at these days?
Yeah, we saw in 2019 and 2020 a notable, meaningful decrease in veteran suicide rates overall. And then in 2021, we saw an increase in veteran suicide. 2021 was the first full year of COVID. And I think that we see significant indications that that was a challenging year for veterans, as well as Americans as a whole. The national suicide rate was up in 2021 as well. But we're also here this month to talk about hope. And there is hope in terms of veteran suicide prevention. Suicide is preventable, and everyone has a role to play. Our Don't Wait, Reach Out campaign is designed to deliver that message, and our website, va.gov/reach, is designed to offer resources to back it up.
Since this campaign's inception a few years ago, what progress have you seen? Are there signs that this campaign is reaching the folks who need it?
Yeah, we've seen lots of indications that the campaign is being widely seen by veterans, by family members, and by community members. And we're seeing that that's translating into increased awareness about VA services, as well as services in the community and suicide prevention in general. We think that it's really helping to open the conversation about suicide and suicide prevention, paired with then not just talking about it, but offering resources to support.
Yeah, you make a good point, bringing up that this is important not just for veterans, but also for the civilians who know and love them. So help civilians understand, what are some of the common stresses that veterans can face even after they're out of the service? And what are some of the ways that people can be part of that support and that help?
Yeah, I think your use of the word common is key. I think a lot of the stressors are things that we all can relate to. I think there's stressors like financial issues, relationship adjustment and changes and issues, job changes and career development issues, maybe medical questions, maybe mental health questions and needs as well. A lot of this can come at veterans very quickly, and it's important that at those times that they have resources to go to. That's what va.gov/reach is designed to do for veterans and for loved ones who care about them.
I think sometimes if someone isn't a veteran, if someone hasn't served, they might feel like, gosh, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know if I'm the right person to reach out or say something. But what do you want folks at home who are not members of the military to know about their role in all of this?
Yeah, you bring up a really good point. We have three, I call them core truths within VA suicide prevention. One is that suicide is preventable. Two is that it's going to take a public health approach, which means it's not just clinical, it also involves the community. Three is everyone has a role to play in veteran suicide prevention. That could start for someone who's listening saying, okay, maybe I do have a role to play. I will go to va.gov/reach. I'll check out resources for spreading the word. And I'll use my social media to just put the word out there about veteran suicide prevention.
It is a really important message, one that really could help save some lives. Dr. Miller, thank you for your service and thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It is
Good conversation to have.
such an important message. Again, va.gov/reach is where you can go for more resources. You can also call the mental health hotline. 988 is that number. Veterans can press 1 to be connected with someone who can really connect on that level and offer you some veteran-specific resources.
And that 988 number is relatively new.
It is.
It used to be a much longer number, and they were able to condense that down to a much more helpful number to remember and, again, to call in case of an emergency or a crisis. So.